Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you in the month of December, since it is Christmas time and the holiday time, about Clueless Season 3, Our Lady of Rodeo Drive. So, this is another Christmas episode, and it's last season, Season 3. And there's not much Christmas going on. In fact, there's not much Christmas at all. There's probably really no point in me talking about this, but I just feel like talking about it because it's a funny episode. So, Cher, who is still Jewish, by the way, she's gonna do Secret Santa with her friends. And I'm like, why are you doing Secret Santa? You're not, like, like, she's Jewish. I don't understand why she's doing the whole Secret Santa thing. But then again, it was kind of weird because they did the whole same thing in Friends, and Ross and Monica were Jewish and stuff. It's just I always felt that's kind of weird and disrespectful whenever I watch, like, a Christmas special, and then they having like this Jewish character, and then the Jewish character is doing all this like Christian stuff for Christmas. It's the same way with Community with Annie. It's just like in every Christmas episode, there go Annie doing all the Christmas stuff and everything. Probably except for the first one, when she tried to show some of her heritage and stuff at the Christmas party, but Shirley wouldn't let her and stuff. But yeah, have you ever noticed that in television comedy? Every time there's a prominent Jewish character, when there's a Christmas episode, that Jewish person, they will mention Hanukkah, but then they doing all the Christmas stuff, except for even Stevens. So, in this episode, like I said before, they're gonna do Secret Santa. So everybody, like, put their names in like a little box type thing, and they pull it. And Amber and Dion got themselves, and so the two guys and Cher, they get to swap with each other. So that means Dion and Amber are stuck with each other, and they don't want to do that because they hate each other to death. So they try to swap with the other ones, but they won't. Well, Mel leaves in this episode to go somewhere. I forget where he goes. And then Cher is like talking about Cher type stuff, right? And so they're all gonna go Christmas shopping. And so Cher's all like, they're like, because they don't really have cars, but Cher's all like, should just borrow her dad's car, the big one, so everybody can fit. And they're all like, won't your dad kind of like be upset? They're like, nah, he doesn't care. Somehow Cher learned how to drive. In the movie, she couldn't drive. I think in the show in the first season, she couldn't drive either, but I think she learned. So she opens up the garage door, and they have so many garage doors. Like, oh my God, dude. And one of them is like a convertible. I think it's like a BMW, a white one. And they're all happy and ecstatic. And she reads the card, and so she's all like, wow, my dad bought me a car, but he must not want me to see this. And they're like, so drive it anyway. And she's like, I can't. Like, what about like the miles on it? And Murray's all like, if you drive backwards from where you came, it will erase the numbers on the thing. And she's like, what? Is that true? And everybody's like, yeah. So, needless to say, they don't care. They hop in the car. Amber's gonna rewrap the gift when they get back and stuff. And so, like, also with Amber this season, I really loved her hair this season. And like, she had a tan this season. So it was kind of hard to see her because she was kind of reddish brown and her hair is red, You know what's crazy about the Amber actress? In the movie, in the show, her voice sounded a certain way. Then, when she was on the Sabrina show, the Teenage Witch, in the later season, her voice like changed. It got like high pitched and stuff. So, like, I don't know which one is her real voice. And it's kind of crazy that she was on the Sabrina show because, like, okay, it used to be Sabrina. I don't know which show came on first on Friday, TGI Friday night. So it was like, say, Sabrina, then it was like Clueless, right? And it was probably no, I think it was Clueless first, and then it was the Sabrina show or something like that. And so they were both on like TGI Friday nights. Then both shows went to a different network. Sabrina went to WB, and Clueless went to UPN. And then later, both those two stations merged into the CW, right? And then before that happened, the actress Eliza Donovan, I think her name is, she went to go play on the Sabrina show. So it's just kind of weird, like that, a connection, you know? So in a way, they're driving around and they're having a good time, but then here comes the reverse driving. So she's driving in reverse and she's nervous and she almost hits the car, but she doesn't. Then she comes up to this guy and he's like giving her the look. And she gives him the look back. And needless to say, something happens and then she steers off course and she runs into like one of those little like mailbox post office things, the blue things, you know. So she's screwed because one side is totally dented in. And they're all like, we can get this out. We can just take it to somebody. And they're all like, before 7 o'clock, because it's like sometime in the afternoon, right? Or maybe morning time. And Murray's all like, look, man, I know a guy. But he doesn't ask any questions. He keeps it on the down low. And whatever it is, you don't want to know his name. Because if you know his name, he'll like cut your thumbs off or something like that. But then I think, so Sean's like, who you talking about, Sonny? And he's like, Sean, do you not value your thumbs? And so they take it to him, right? And it's kind of like this seedy, like chop shop type place, right? And so the guy, he's looking at the car, and then all of a sudden, look at the dent, and there's a face in the dent. It's the Virgin Mary, and him being Catholic and all. He's like, oh my God, this is like some type of like holy thing, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot the term they use for it. And so like, he doesn't want to touch the car. He doesn't want to fix it because the whole Virgin Mary face. And it's a legit like face in the car, you know? So like, I think he called it an apparition. I think that's what it's called. And so like, of course he ain't gonna fix it, so they go home and everything, right? And so she's calling this other place and they won't do it. And so next thing you know, Sonny like comes back and at the at her house and he like, I have like a surprise for you, something like that. Oh my bad, it's so late and I'm yawning and everything. I'm so tired and full from ham. so like Christmas dinner, and so like it's funny because they're not supposed to know his name, but Amber accidentally says his name. He's like, hey man, how she know my name? And she's all like, oh, I'm actually a middle-aged woman and I call everybody Sonny. Now what's so funny is that when you watch this show, you notice that they don't look like teenagers. They are grown adults, like 20-something big adults, and they're playing high school students. And it's weird, you know? It's kind of like that WB show, Duncan, Jane, something. Zoe, Duncan, Jane, and something. And yeah, remember how you ever seen that show on the WB? They all look like they was in their like late 20s and stuff, and they were playing like high school students. It's weird. And so when they go outside to see him, he has all these people outside, his family members, his friends, and they're all praying and everything. And so Sherry's kind of worried. Her dad's gonna come home soon, but she's just gonna face the music, and she has no choice because here he comes and everything. And it's nighttime now, so the dad comes back and he's all like, what are all these people doing here? And you was not supposed to see that. She's like, I know. So she confesses everything, right? And he's all like, well, I'm glad you confessed, but this is not your car. And she's like, it's not? He's like, no, it's Amber's. Her dad wanted to hide it from her, so they put it in their garage. Amber, when she finds that out, she's like, what? You kidding? Oh, then she hops in the car and she's all like, I'll just have my insurance company call your insurance company. Bye. And then she starts the car and drives off. Now what's funny is the keys were in the car the entire time. And so it ends with the end credit stuff with, instead of doing Secret Santa, they all decided to donate all their gifts and buy a bunch of toys for kids that are needy. Like a little it's kind of like, I don't know, like I don't think it's like an orphanage, it's something. And so Amber's fighting with the kids, all like, you can't have this teddy bear, this is my teddy bear, and stuff like that. But then she eventually gets a hug from one boy, and it warms her heart, so she gives him something. And then it ends on an interesting note. These kids were really the kids they was talking about. They took a bunch of pictures with them, giving them gifts and everything. And that was so sweet and touching, you know what I'm saying? Like they actually contacted, um, like, you know, like a real like place that was for needy kids and had them on the show and gave them real gifts. Like that's why I love when shows and celebrities do stuff like that, you know? It really warms your heart, but then you find out they suck in real life, like Stacey Dash, who is plays Dion on the show. I don't like her. She's an idiot. Bah humbug, that was a good episode. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you later. Bye.